Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Okay.
Am I audible and visible? Visible?
Yes, you are. Am I audible?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So should we start?
Yes.
Okay. So before starting, can you give me a small introduction, like exactly what is your experience and
So my total experience is 5 years and 10 months of experience, and relevant experience is 3 years in cloud. So previously I was working with Amdocs Pune on the third-party payroll of Service Software Private Limited, where my project was in cloud migration program. So if I explain in single line, my task was to create the resources for the production environment in Terraform and push the code to Azure repo and create those resources. And other project was BSSE. So the developers used to push their code in the Nexus, and we had to do the changes in the Bitbucket, commit them, and with the help of Jenkins. And that was the manual triggering in Jenkins. Before that, I was working with KMG IT services. So they had their several clients. So after I joined, 5 to 6 months, after that cloud was introduced there. So I was deployed to various clients to create the resources for the production environment, and I was the part of various teams. And before that, I was in a network and on-premise IT infrastructure background.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so basically, if I talk about tools and technologies, okay, just so that I am not asking you outside your things that you have worked. So, like Linux, you have worked, right?
Yes. So if I talk about cloud vendors, so AWS I have covered majorly, but that was back in 1 year before. And in Azure, I have intermediate kind of knowledge. And if I talk about the tools, so in shell scripting and programming part in Kubernetes, I have beginner to intermediate knowledge, and other than those like Docker, etc. And I have I will rate myself as a 3 out of 5.
3 out of 10, you are saying?
No, 3 out of 5.
Okay, so it means you are good in Docker.
Yeah, good means it has a different definition.
No, I don't want like you are good or whatever you are. I just want like you have used Docker. That's enough for me. Kubernetes you have used?
Yes. I have troubleshooting part I have done. Basic troubleshooting I know, and all the basic.
Okay, that's fine. Ansible?
Ansible I have theoretical knowledge.
Theoretical, no hands-on.
Hands-on mean I did practical on my own laptop, no company exposure.
No, yeah, that's yeah. So no hands-on.
That's hands-on.
That's okay. No production experience.
Yes.
Let's finish this. Yeah.
Actually, I have got one Ansible activity also from the HR. So if I am through with this round, I have to perform one task as well.
Okay.
That's on Ansible only.
Okay, Ansible on that. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so Ansible will be tested there only. So that's okay. Okay, monitoring. What tools you have used?
In Azure, Monitor, Insights, CloudWatch, Nagios, Prometheus, Grafana.
Prometheus, Grafana you use?
Actually, I implemented that. So there was a client known as the MBA. So I was deployed there by the KMG for the deployment, and I was a part of the team.
Okay. So there you have exposed it, right?
Yes. Installation part and configuration part and the basic demo and all that stuff.
Makes sense. Okay, let's start with the Linux then. What all your day-to-day work on Linux servers? Like what exactly do you do like on the regular basis?
So Linux I was doing back in KMG. In Amdocs I was majorly on Windows platform. My task was to create the Windows servers using Terraform, and in Linux basically whatever if you create EC2 instances for the production environment and install all the necessary softwares, and basic all was included. So if I say I have to install Tomcat or RabbitMQ or Apache, so all that stuff.
No, those are not the regular tasks, right? They won't tell your knowledge on to me, right? So the knowledge comes when you say like I have written a backup script, right? I have done LVM setup on that. I have done log stash setup. So those things, because installation is something that will totally independent on the organization level, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So on that level, like have you ever created any cron job?
Yeah, cron job I have created back in 1 year. The cron job is basically the timeline if we want to do any automation and to run any script for in a particular time. So in that time we use cron jobs.
Okay, so what happens, let's say your job is supposed to run at 12 a.m. Okay? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say at that time your system is off. So what will happen?
If we stop the system, then how it will run? But the system needs to be on.
So you are saying it will not run.
If we stop and terminate our server, then how it will look? At least server should be on.
I'm not saying, I didn't say terminate.
Mm-hmm. So if it is a stop, then it can trigger, but if we have deleted that instant, then nothing will happen.
But if it is stopped, instance is stopped, so how this will run? Tell me what exactly, tell me when you stop the instance, so what happens exactly?
So it is then sleep mode of an EC2 instance.
So you are saying if you will stop your instance and let's say it is hosting Nginx, so website will still work?
No.
So what does that mean? If that won't work, then how cron job will run?
So that time it will not run. No? By
But
stopping means that we are not using that server for a given specified amount of time to save our cost. That's the motive behind stopping an EC2 instance.
Yes, but you were saying like the cron job will run, that's why I asked.
No, it will not run.
So now you want to change your answer?
Yes.
Okay. And let's say I want, like if it is whenever I start, okay, let's move this further. It won't run, I agree. Once I'll restart my server, then what will happen?
Then it will.
Then will it run?
Then it will start again, and all the services will be back into place.
And what will happen with the cron job that was supposed to run at 12?
So it will run as it was desired to do. We did the configuration for the cron job, na?
So what will happen? Next day you are saying next day at 12 am it will run? Or the pending one will run first?
No idea, sorry.
Okay, no problem.
Not
so you have 3 years of experience in DevOps, right? So
in total.
You must be, sorry?
So in total, if I combine all the tasks and the activities, so it is 3 years.
Yes, 3 years. Yeah, this is what I heard. Okay, so basically, if I talk about like you must be hearing a lot of situations like this is not working, that is not working, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say I come to you by taking a situation saying, let's say ritvik.opstree.com was working till yesterday. Mm-hmm. This website is not working today.
Mm-hmm.
So how you will debug this issue?
So first of all, we will check whether if it is hosted in any server. So whether I will check the health check whether they are 2 by 2 or not in case of AWS. And secondly, we will check if we are using monitoring tool, then we will check all the metrics whether they are perfectly in place or not, and how much load is there on that.
Sorry to interrupt. How will you know that what is the IP of that instance? Because I just told you ritvik.opstree.com, not any IP.
So IP is displayed, I mean, if I have the dashboard of the cloud, so IP is displayed there only.
No. But you only have ritvik.opstree.com, right? So from there.
So using dig command or if config command, we can check the IP, or ns lookup. So basically to check the IP. And
but if it will give you the DNS then?
Please pardon?
Yeah, sure. So if it will give you the DNS then?
So we will check the DNS entries whether that website is listening or not, and we will, if there is we will need to check any port, so we will use telnet whether that port is listening or not.
Okay.
And if it is hosted on any tool like in Docker or Kubernetes, so we will check their pods status, what's happening there.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
And other than that, actually it depends upon the scenario, which if it is like in a scenario the multi-tier application which contain databases also, so there might be a problem with the load balancer also. So there are various kind of scenarios.
So how does that matter? If it is multi-tier, then there can be an issue in the load balancer. Why did you say that? Like, is there any specific reason behind that?
Yeah, if sometimes there might be listeners which are unable, not working properly, so we need to check that. And other than that, there might be an IP conflict, so those related issues might be there.
Okay.
And otherwise, there are sometimes we need to restart the EC2 instance and then we can fix it.
Okay. And have you ever seen, do you know what inodes are in the Linux?
So inodes are basically the data structure which relates to the file system.
Okay.
This I used in back in KMG, so right now I don't remember exactly, but it relates to the file system.
Okay. So let's say you are getting the error saying disk utilization to 100%. So what all can be the reasons behind that?
Disk utilization. So if there is, disk utilization means hard disk storage, no?
Yes, disk utilization.
Yes, okay, got it. So there might be some thing which is replicating again and again, so that might be the cause of the disk utilization.
Okay, and what else?
And there might be some internal issue.
How that can cause the disk utilization to 100% issue?
Not getting to there.
Okay. Let's move to the version control. Do you have you worked on version control system?
Yes. In Git and I have worked, and in Bitbucket I have worked on that portal level only, not pulled on personal laptop. So the main Mainly I have worked on master branch only.
Master branch. Okay. If I'll ask you to name 15 commands of Git, can you do it for me?
Okay, so first one is git init, git
Hmm.
add dot, git commit
Hmm.
-m, git push, git pull, git fork,
Hmm.
git stashing is there,
Hmm.
git ignore is there, git clone is there,
Hmm.
and git push origin master, and otherwise if branching is there we can use the branch name, and git remote -v, which will tell the exact repository, and there are two more commands to git configure. Git config is the command which is used to set the mail id to tell which person has pushed the code,
Hmm.
and how many of them I told? 11 to 12.
10.
12. 3 more. Git version, to check the version of the git.
Hmm. Hmm.
Git version, or else -v, 2 out of 1 will be there.
Hmm. Got it. 2 more.
2 more.
Okay, I'm actually that's okay. Like when some few minutes back, like few seconds back, you mentioned like git push origin master, right? For master, you said it is a branch. It can change, right?
I mean, if you want to push in the master, so
Definitely, I agree. That I got. Now the question is git push origin. What exactly is the origin?
so origin is where we have pulled the code.
Hmm.
Origin is something from where we have pulled the code.
So it means. So can I write instead of origin? Can I write Ritvik? Like git push Ritvik master.
I didn't check that.
Logically.
Logically, yes. If the
How?
if the name of the repo is correct, so we can push.
No name of repo Ritvik is there. Origin is not the name of repo.
Okay, okay. So then, in logically, from my side, it's no. Hello.
Yeah, got it. But actually, I would recommend, right? You should think before answering, right? So, like, you should just try to think about it first, then answer, so that like we can stay at the one answer.
Oh.
Okay? Like, just advice. That's okay.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever used the git fetch command?
Git fetch I have heard, but not used recently. Git clone I have used.
Git rebase have you used?
Git?
Rebase.
No, rebase I have not used.
Okay, let's leave Git then. Okay. What is your understanding by CI and CD?
CI is the continuous integration. Like earlier, what used to happen was that the developers used to make the entire application and then it was deployed. So that created a lot of problems, compatibility issues with the servers. So in DevOps, on the daily basis, we do the continuous integration. I mean, in parts we integrate the code, so that is known as continuous integration, and hence we can do the continuous deployment as per the requirement. I mean, integration.
Okay, and what is continuous delivery and deployment?
The continuous deployment is that it's basically the automation of continuous deployment. The code is or code or maybe anything is deployed frequently, and the deployments are done on the servers or on the respective hardware. So those are known as continuous deployment. And by delivery we mean that if we want to deliver anything, like if we given a task and we need to deliver to the client, so that is known as continuous delivery.
Okay. What all stages you will add in your CI?
Plan, code, build, test.
Sorry?
Plan, code, build and test.
Code? Will this be a part of the CI?
I mean, please, I didn't understand the question.
What is the CI? Like you mentioning what is CI process, right? So I wanted to see, like in the Jenkins, if you have to stage, right? So what all stages you will add?
So stages are like testing will be one stage, build will be one stage, deploy will be one stage.
Deploy?
I mean,
in the CI?
No. Okay, just leave it. I am not aware.
Like, are you thinking something like?
Wow. No, I'm not thinking.
So should I move to the next one?
Yes. Stages right now I don't remember. There are 4 to 5 stages there.
Have you ever created a CI pipeline? Like, have you ever worked on Jenkins?
Yes, I have worked, but all the shell scripting and be it shell scripting or Groovy script, that was placed there already. In BSSC project I was using, but that was already there. So I used to manually trigger Jenkins, and if any error is coming, so my task was to clear those errors.
So what kind of error you have seen?
So basically there might be a dependency error. Once I was deploying in a Bitbucket, so a network error was there. So when the deployment was run again, then it worked. Or otherwise in the night time, because BSSC was 24/7 project, so at the backend some other team was also working on Jenkins. So there was some dependency issues. So we had to discuss with them, and then it used to clear.
So what kind of dependencies issue have you seen like as of now? I just want to see you like there was this issue and this is how I fixed this. If you can say that, if you remember any. So
back in 7 to 8 months I was working in BSSC. So the issue was that the build was already running there, and on top of it we were trying to deploy. So that was creating the issue.
Okay. So how you fixed it?
So we had to discuss with the other team which was working, and they did that at their end, and asked us to run the deployment again. Basically, it was stopped by their side. A time was given that we are on it, and after that, after this specific time, you can trigger your build.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. So if I talk about AWS, what all services you have used in AWS?
Mainly, I have already written in my CV like EC2 instance, load balancer, auto scaling, and all those kind of services, which are generally used.
Okay. So have you ever seen like what is vertical auto scaling and the horizontal auto scaling?
Horizontal.
Have you ever seen?
Horizontal auto scaling is the replication of the similar kind of instances with the same configuration. So let's say we have a 2-core CPU and 4 GB of RAM. So if we multiply by 10 those servers, so that is horizontal scaling. And if we are moving up in the configuration levels, like we have 2-core CPU and 4 GB of RAM, and we are increasing to 20, let's say 20 GB of RAM and 4 core of CPU, that is vertical scaling.
Okay, I understand. Okay. And what is connection draining?
No idea. I haven't heard this term.
Okay, so in the auto scaling you define minimum, maximum and the desired, right?
No, step up scaling.
Okay.
Manually.
So what is, sorry?
Manually I configured auto scaling on a step up basis.
Okay. So have you ever set up the value, like do you know what is minimum, maximum and desired?
Minimum is like if we want to auto scale something like minimum this.
No, I'm just asking, do you know this term?
Yes, minimum, maximum, desired, simple scaling, up scaling, and target scaling. So there are 6 types of.
Okay, got it. So my question to you is, okay. So basically, what is the difference between minimum and desired number?
So minimum scaling is the amount of the EC2 instances which should always be there even if there is no load on the server, and desired is something which we desire to have, like according to our load, as against in step scaling that includes the percentage of CPU being utilized. So the desired is something which will I mean it has no limit. If there is no load, then it will scale down to one server as well. And if in minimum, if I say there should be 5 server no matter there is no load, then that is known as the minimum auto scaling.
Okay, got it. What is alias in the Route 53?
So if we want to pull our code from any service like S3, so I have used this for creating the static website. So if we go to the aliases and select S3 option, and there are various kinds of services from there we can select. So that is known as alias in Route 53.
What is the benefit of having alias?
We can pull the code from other services.
So that still you can do, like if you will choose other than alias, no?
So what is the advantage of alias?
You can use alias, you can use with the instance as well. It's not like you have to use it with the S3 only.
Oh.
Okay. So in the Docker as well, have you ever thought like why Docker is so fast?
Because it has a lightweight container. Dedicated hardware is not there.
Okay.
And the containers are lightweight and very flexible.
What is the reason behind that?
Because it is designed in such a way, like if we go for virtualization, we have to install first the OS and then allocate the particular RAM and all the hardware resources. This is designed in a very lightweight manner. Plus
Okay.
the
But you know, like what did they do in the design level? On the design level.
so for the first place, it runs on the Linux kernel, which as compared to Windows, it is Linux is very light because GUI is somehow missing there. And secondly, it is like we can there is an auto scaling concept. So in that way, the Docker is designed.
Okay. Okay. Yes. So basically, yep. So that is all from my end. Do you have any question?
No, not as such.
Thank you so much.
Okay.